Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton action and beyond. This week we speak with Malaysia's mixed doubles Peng and Ying about getting back to the top of their game. And what do you get when you combine Samba dancing and badminton? We visit Brazil to find out more. As with the rest of badminton at the elite level, competition within mixed doubles is fiercer than ever. China continues to dominate the world's top 10, but there are signs of change as other nations begin to stake their claim. Returning to front, Malaysia's challenge is its reinvigorated #1 mixed tandem, Peng and Ying. After an 11th-month hiatus due to injury, the duo made their comeback last year and are inching back to the form that once saw them reach a career high of world #3.
I was definitely happy, but I didn't want to expect too much because I wasn't sure of her recovery progress. There were still some doubts to whether she could still play like she did before. So ever since she got back, we have been cautious and continued to observe as we train.
I was very nervous when I stepped on court. I wasn't sure if I could handle the competition, but I'm glad my partner was very encouraging and the coaches kept guiding me along.
We were in the country's capital, Kuala Lumpur, recently to catch up with both Chan and Go as they relaunched their bid to be the force that they once were. When their partnership began back in 2008, it was one that heralded a new system in the national team's training setup.
Back then, we didn't have a mixed doubles group. There were only women's doubles and men's doubles. So occasionally, all of us will come together and train as mixed doubles. At that time, our coach was Rexy Mainaki, and he decided to start a dedicated mixed doubles group. Chan and I were part of this pioneering batch. He's better in covering the court, and I'm better in finding opportunities to attack. The coach felt our styles were compatible, and eventually, we were paired together.
It was to be an astute decision. The athleticism of Chan proved to be the perfect foil for the playmaking qualities of Go as the pair began to show their potential at the 2009 SEA Games. Finishing with the bronze medal, the Malaysians then clinched the Badminton Asia Championships title the year after. Their maiden triumph was far from a stroll in the park. They earned it under some trying circumstances.
We were very happy and were very surprised that we won the Badminton Asia Championships title. It was very memorable because we never expected to be champions in a tournament that was so tough. In the semi-finals, our opponents were Indonesia's Liliana Natsir and Devin Lahardi, and in the finals, we were up against Korea's Yu Yeon-song and Kim Min-jung. Both pairs were stronger than us. In addition, she was injured in the finals, but we kept going and didn't give up. We were very thrilled and overjoyed when we realized that we had actually won.
2011 saw Chan and Go snag the Bitburger Open before racking up more titles the following year, including a historic first World Superseries title in mixed doubles for their country in Japan. But their debut at the 2012 London Olympics was one to forget when they bowed out in the group stage. It was also at a time when they had to deal with a half-fit Go who was starting to struggle with knee injuries. After a quiet 2013 season and an uninspiring start to the next, Go decided to go under the knife, hoping to save her career. Chan was forced to play with a different partner.
I was surprised and shocked when she told me that she wanted to undergo the surgery. After discussing with the coach, I accepted her decision and the prospect of a long absence. It was then decided that I should carry on playing, but with another player. At first, I wasn't used to my new partner. This is expected because she has her own style of playing and it was different from Liu Ying. When that partnership began, I started out feeling a little confused.
有点混乱的感觉。
如果我以这样的状态，就只有
I felt that if I continued to play without going for surgery, I can only play with 60 to 70% fitness, and that may cause my badminton career to stagnate. I wanted to fight for another chance to play in the Olympics. Finally, I decided to go for the surgery, to give myself another opportunity to compete in the Olympics. That was the most difficult period for me. I was only able to watch the other players train while I spent hours in the rehab room.
就是做复健。
The Chan-Go tandem finally made its long-awaited return last year. Triumphing in Poland, Mexico and Russia, plus playing a pivotal role in Malaysia's Sudirman Cup run, the duo didn't take long to get back in their groove.
就尽量我们在场上沟通。
We do spend more time communicating on court. This is mainly because she hasn't been competing for more than a year. So initially, it took a bit of time for her to get back the rhythm and understand what's expected of her when covering the court. Together with the coach, we all try to manage the situation together.
都一起来针对这个问题。
A silver medal at the SEA Games completed their 2015 comeback. And this year, they're building on their runners-up finish in February's Princess Sirivannavari Thailand Masters. The race to be at the Rio Olympics has given them more focus.
可以的话，我会希望
I would love to win an Olympic medal. It doesn't matter what color it is. In our first Olympics, we were under a lot of pressure and didn't know how to handle our nerves. I really hope we're able to perform better in our second appearance in Rio.
奥运能发挥得更好。
With Chan Peng-soon and Go Liu-ying back in the swing of things, it can only be good news for Malaysia badminton. It's time to test your badminton knowledge. In this week's trivia, we want you to name the country that has won the most titles at the Swiss Open. We give you the answer after the break. When we return, we're in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to learn more about how Samba badminton is helping youth in the favelas. Before the break, we asked you to name the country that has won the most titles at the Swiss Open. The answer is Denmark. Since the tournament was first held in 1955, the Danes have clinched a whopping 50 Swiss Open titles. Women's singles Camilla Martin stood on top of the podium 5 consecutive times from 1994 to 1998, and the Danish shuttler is the only player to have achieved this impressive record. Men's doubles Kim Astrup and Anders Skar Rasmussen's win in Basel last week took Denmark's tally to a remarkable 50 titles at the Swiss Open. Favelas are scattered throughout the cities of Brazil. Though beset by social ills and faced with limited opportunities, people born in these poor communities see sporting excellence as a chance for a better life. With success stories like sporting legend Pelé, football is traditionally regarded as the sport that can offer prospects for advancement. In recent times, others such as basketball, volleyball, and badminton have introduced development programs to encourage healthy living in the country's poorest neighborhoods. In 1998, the Miratus project was set up in order to create opportunities for the young people in Rio's Chacrinha favela. Founded by keen shuttler Sebastião Oliveira, he made badminton the focal point of the Miratus campaign to encourage youngsters to choose sport and an honest lifestyle rather than criminal activity. Fast forward 18 years, and not only has the initiative given new opportunities to countless youngsters, but it's also producing champions. Led by Sebastião's own son, Igor, who is on course to becoming one of the country's first badminton participants in this year's Olympics.
O badminton vai ser mais divulgado aqui com as Olimpíadas Rio 2026.
With the upcoming Rio Olympics, badminton will become more popular in Brazil. I think people will be curious about the sport and they'll be interested to play badminton. This is good for us. Hopefully in the future, we can become one of the most powerful countries in world badminton, just like football.
Se o badminton for igual ao futebol, por exemplo.
A bold ambition, but when you think of how far the Miratus project has come, it's not impossible. Sebastião was introduced to badminton purely by chance when his Italian schoolteacher returned from a training course with a racket and a shuttlecock. Already a keen table tennis player, he was hooked from the moment he hit his first shot. But how do you make the leap from budding player to founder of a charitable project? Sebastião endured a tough upbringing and soon learned to live on his wits. However, at the age of 16, he found a mentor, someone who changed the way he looked at life.
I was fortunate to have someone guide me in my youth. That person helped me take advantage of the opportunities I had. He taught me to fish instead of just giving me food. He reached out to help me instead of waving me off like everybody else did. That made a huge difference as it made me see life with a positive perspective and gave me a focus for the future. So I wanted to give back to the community as I was also from a social project. It changed my life and I wanted to set up my own project to help others like me.
The lengths to which Sebastião went to make his project a reality is truly admirable. From the outset, he was inspiring youngsters in the favelas to give badminton a try. However, he found it difficult to improve players in order to take them to a competitive level. He attempted various coaching techniques, but it was only when he injected a Brazilian twist that he began to see results.
Por mais que o nosso projeto seja projeto de inclusão social, ele ao mesmo tempo ele capacita atletas de potencial olímpico.
The aim of this project is not only to help the children in the community, but also to potentially develop badminton players of the highest level for the country. In the early years, I found that our players had difficulties moving on court. Their movements were clumsy, and that's where Samba came in. As Brazilians, we all know how to dance Samba at some level. Some, of course, know it better than others. So I developed a training system that would teach the kids the Samba dance and incorporate it into useful techniques for badminton that will help their movements on court.
Verba para pagar professores. E deu certo. A gente tem aí nosso pessoal sambando bonito.
So, badminton Samba style was born. Initially, there was skepticism and resistance, but Samba is very much entrenched in the DNA of Brazilians. It turned out to be an inspired idea.
É mais o jogo de perna, né? A coordenação.
Samba helps your footwork and your coordination. Badminton is like ballet, where you have a lot of complex movements.
Você faz movimentos.
Especially when you need to recover the shuttlecock. Samba helps with the fluidity of your movements on court. If you can master the Samba dance steps, it'll help strengthen your badminton footwork and technique on court.
Você consegue também jogo de perna.
You'll be able to build a strong foundation in the basics of badminton.
Deslocamento técnico do desporto.
Sebastião's innovative method was a hit. For nearly 2 decades, he's successfully trained hundreds of young people in a sport they never played.
Eu achei muito legal. Eficiente.
Samba badminton is really cool. It's fun and makes me want to play badminton. The Samba moves help me move better and faster on court. I want to go to the Olympics and win a gold medal.
The Miratus project has given the youth in the community a positive pathway. Its success has seen players go on to become national champions, and on the international level, their players have won over 30 Pan-American titles. Sebastião is a true hero. He showed the people in the favelas that with badminton, you can be successful in life.
Esse material mudou a minha vida. me fez eu me sentir mais importante.
I didn't change the life of these kids. It's badminton that has changed their lives. You cannot imagine the joy of seeing these kids having fun when they play badminton. It's taken them off the streets and has given them a purpose and a goal. And when you manage to see one through to the podium, that moment is priceless. People thought I was crazy, a complete lunatic when I first started this project. Now look at what we've achieved and look at our results. Who's the crazy one now?
Muitos falavam, esse cara é louco. Então, a loucura está aí com esse resultado todo. Ah, moleque!
It was the turn of the Swiss Open to delight fans last weekend as some of the best shuttlers gathered in Basel. And All-Japan women's doubles kicked things off on finals day. Shizuko Matsuo and Mami Naito faced compatriots Naoko Fukuman and Kurumi Yonao. Matsuo and Naito had defeated Olympic and world champions Tianqing and Zhao Yunlei in the quarterfinals and were looking to top off their week with the title. 3 games later, the 5th seeds got the result they wanted. Matsuo and Naito victorious with the final score of 21-16, 12-21, 21-12. The men's singles final had Germany's Max Wiebler contesting the title against India's HS Pranoy. In their only previous meeting, it was the German who came out on top at the 2014 Australian Open and was hoping for a repeat outcome. But it was Pranoy who tasted victory on this day, defeating Zwiebler after 45 minutes. 21-18, 21-15, the final score. Olympic silver medalist Wang Yihan stepped out next in the women's singles as she prepared to face compatriot He Bingqiao. He, who turned 19 the following day, was looking to give herself the perfect birthday gift. The teenager was unfazed by neither the occasion nor her illustrious opponent and turned in a match-winning display. Wang's challenge was dismantled in straight games with the final score 21-16, 21-10. Thailand's mixed doubles duo Bodin Asara and Savitri Amitrapai were next as they took on China's Wang Yulu and Chen Qingchen. Despite being a scratch pair, Wang and Chen showed little signs of unfamiliarity on their way to this final. And even after their Thai opponents snatched the first game, it only served to galvanize the Chinese duo's charge for the next 2. Wang and Chen wrapped up the match and title after just over an hour of play. 19-21, 21-16, 21-15 read the final score. Wrapping things up on finals day was the men's doubles. Denmark's Kim Astrup and Anders Skarup Rasmussen going up against Chinese Taipei's Li Shengmu and Tsai Chia-sin. With the head-to-head record at 1 apiece each, this contest could have gone either way. But on this day, it was the Danes who reigned supreme. Li and Tsai couldn't recover from an explosive start by the Scandinavians, and after just half an hour, the contest was over. Astrup and Rasmussen grabbed their title in emphatic style. The final score 21-8, 21-15. After the break, we learn more about how para-badminton player Bartlomi Emros is setting a fine example for other athletes.
My name is Bartłomiej Mróz. I'm from Poland. I am pro para-badminton player. I play with SU5 category.
21-year-old Bartlomi Emros was born without his right forearm, but he has never let his impairment hinder him from enjoying sports, especially badminton.
I started play badminton 10 years ago with able person. It's not problem play para-badminton with just one arm, because to badminton play game you need just one arm where you hold the rackets. So I don't see the problem.
Imros was the youngest player in his category when he took the runner-up spot in men's singles at the 2012 European Para-badminton Championships. The then 17-year-old has gone on to be a regular face on the podium in tournaments. Badminton Unlimited recently met up with Imros when he attended the Youth Leadership Camp organized by United Nations Office on Sport and Development and Peace in Hamburg, Germany.
When I started to represent my country on competition, international, for me is make my dream, because I always dreaming about have the name of my t-shirt and my country.
Currently living and training in Warsaw, the capital of Poland, Imros began his badminton career 4 years ago. He was then the first and only player bearing the Polish crest. His first international tournament was the European Championships in Dortmund, where he picked up a silver in the men's singles standing upper 5 category. Since then, Imros has continued to win recognition for himself and for Poland, claiming several golds in the doubles discipline with partners Ilke Tushku from Turkey and Manuel Alejandro from Cuba. At last year's BWF Para-badminton World Championships in Stoke Mandeville, he walked away with silver in men's singles and doubles. The shuttler attributed his good results to training with the able-bodied players in Poland's national badminton team.
I train with Polish national team, so I have the best coaches and the best staff what I can imagine in my country. So I can say I have bad, because the best coach, the best staff, the best physiotherapy. What I can want more.
The 2015 BWF Male Para-badminton Player of the Year nominee has seen his achievements help the promotion of badminton in a country where the racket sport is still trying to gain momentum. Imros has also invested his time and effort to take the game to the community. His work has resulted in an increase in the number of players in the Poland Para-badminton team.
Me and my coach Tomasz Zioło work at development para-badminton in my country. We make many events, many presentations on school, on events, sport in hall. So we're working very hard for make very big team in Poland. Now we have just 7 players, but I think it's a good job.
A physical education student, Imros is also a shuttle time tutor in Poland. His role in the development of the sport in his country brought the 21-year-old shuttler to the recent Youth Leadership Camp in Hamburg. He hopes the experience gained would help in the initiative back home.
When I see today the badminton idea and how I can use development this sport in my country, in the world, is important for me, because I will know what I will must do. I'm working with my coach and other players. I hope after this camp leadership program, I will have more experience and more idea to make a lot of events to promotion this sport.
Promotion and grassroots initiatives aside, Imros is also looking forward to the 2020 Paralympic Games in Tokyo, where for the first time, para-badminton will be featured.
For my country and for para-badminton player, it's a good chance to make the dream, what is take a part of Paralympic or Olympic game. It's also a chance to make medals from this tournament, because this is also my dream.
Bartlomiej Imros has never seen his impairment as a disability. He faces life with a smile and is not afraid to take chances. The future can only get brighter for this young shuttler as he continues to set examples for other para-athletes to follow. Before we go, let's see how the international circuit looks as we check out the Badminton Unlimited calendar. Get connected with us. Log on to these websites for videos and photos and get the latest news and information on all things badminton. And visit our YouTube channel, badmintonworld.tv, for tournament highlights and past matches to savor, as well as all episodes of Badminton Unlimited. All the best badminton clips are just a click away. Next week, we have a heart-to-heart with one of badminton's favorite couples, Chris and Gabby Adcock. See you next week.